Hey everyone, APK Poker Commentator, and today I'm going to be talking about the 3 poker platforms that I'd recommend playing in the US today. Coin Poker, Club WPT Gold, and ACR. All 3 being legit options, but being very different with both player types and formats. I'm going to break down both the player pools, the games, the software, the trust, and the values, some of those things that matter most to me when playing online. Let's start with the player pools and the competition. First off, Coin Poker. Yeah, it can be a smaller player pool, but I find those players to be sharper, more poker savvy, fewer pure beginners, and I'd say a less chaotic with for sure known less bots. Next, Club WPT Gold. Very recreational heavy. Lots of casual players chasing gold pass style events, and the skill level varies quite widely. Lastly, ACR. It is a massive global player pool, as we all know, and it does have a mix of regs with some semi-pros and recs as well. It can feel quite reg heavy at the middle to high stakes, and I think that is worth noting. Next, let's compare the game selections and formats. Coin Poker definitely has a strong cash games and MTT format. It is crypto-friendly based, as we know, and it is straightforward, just poker focused. Club WPT Gold, limited formats there, leans heavily on the promotional tournaments, and it does feel more event-based than grind-based, which is to each their own. Lastly, ACR. Huge tournament schedule there, all formats covered, cash, MTTs, sit and goes, and it does sometimes feel overwhelming with the selection. Coin Poker doesn't really try to do everything, but I do say it does have a good core poker value, and that stems from the player feedback and the fact that it's built by players themselves. Let's go to the software and the user experience next. Coin Poker, clean, modern, user-friendly, lightweight, fast, stable. It does have its new mobile platform that you can play on iOS or Android, so it is very friendly with that, and it actually has a great multi-tabling feature that I use myself. Let's go to Club WPT Gold next. Simple, beginner-friendly as well. Not built for volume players for sure, and feels more like an app than a poker grind platform in my opinion. And then ACR. Yeah, feature rich, but very dated, clunky, a lot of setup required, and at least on my computer sometimes it does feel like it has a slight delay to it, which can get annoying. I know it does to me, and I've seen other players get kind of tilted by that as well. Something to be noted. Next, let's move on to the trust, the transparency, and the fairness. Something that matters to all poker players of any skill level. Without trust and fairness, there is nothing behind the game. Coin Poker. Block chase-based transparency with a public RNG verification. One of the features that I love the most. And it does have those crypto withdrawals, which does make it fast with no friction. Club WPT Gold. Regulated, US-friendly model with clear rules but limited transparency into game mechanics. And my biggest issue there is the sweeps model behind it and a lot of the legislation that is changing in the United States today, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And then next, ACR. It does have a long history, ongoing community debates, and as we all know, has been in the spotlight several times in the past with both social media, its bots, and its transparency. So it is the third on my list when I'm recommending these sites, but because it does have that global player base and such a dense schedule, it has to be included on this list, so I can't leave it out. Let's go on to the bonuses, rake, and value. Coin Poker does have lower effective rake in many spots, and I know this has been a hot topic lately, but if you actually look into the model of things, it is a lower effective rake in a lot of spots. It does have a simple bonus structure, and it's no confusing hoops. Club WPT Gold, value tied heavily to promotions, like I've mentioned several times in this video before. It's good for casual players, less for the grinders, and in my case, I like to grind, so again, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, all of these platforms do have a purpose, but they are different, and depending on what you're looking for can apply or be your best case scenario for you. Lastly, ACR. Big bonuses, high rake. Again, People seem to be harping on Coin Poker's high rake, but again, I stress that I recommend looking into some of the other platforms and their structures as well, including ACRs. And I would require, a lot of volume to clear to play on ACR, and in my situation, just doesn't work out for me. I don't have the time to play that type of volume, so it is again third on my list when it comes to that. Who each platform is best for. Starting off with Coin Poker. Players who care about fairness, transparency, and clean poker. People who are friendly with crypto and comfortable with it, and also people who are playing the small to mid volume. Those type grinders are who I would recommend Coin Poker for. Club WPT Gold, I would recommend for the casual player. People that are looking for the promo focused or entertainment first type experience. And then lastly, ACR, people who like to grind high volume MTTs. That is where I would say ACR does have the ability to function as a top 3 in my opinion. So again, ACR, great for people looking to grind out lots of multi-table tournaments, don't necessarily care about the transparency, and don't necessarily mind a clunky user interface. Club WPT Gold for the casual player, people who don't mind promotionals, and my last point with that is the sweepstakes model. We've seen them pull out in New York recently, so that does give me some concern. And there is legislation that is moving in all the states. And so because the United States has such a crazy history with poker and the legislation that's behind it, you do have to be careful. And yeah, I lived through a family member that experienced Black Friday pretty badly and had some issues with that. So it's to be noted, and it should be for sure in your consideration. Definitely something to pay attention to if you have invest time or have money tied into WPT. And then again, Coin Poker, yes, cryptocurrency is a hot topic again, but if you are familiar with it, if you aren't familiar with it, it couldn't be easier. The withdrawals are quite quick, fast, and yeah, I would recommend it. So, when people ask me what sites I play on, I personally only play on Coin Poker. It's not to be biased, but that is the only place that I play on currently right now, with the way the United States laws really are, kind of having a chokehold on poker and the ability to play it. So again, it's been a growing experience here in the States for all of us who love this game. But, thankfully we do have some opportunity to play, and those are the 3 platforms I'd play on. They all serve a purpose, and yeah, it might not be the loudest or the flashiest site, but we work with what we got with in the States, and until things open up more, those are the 3 sites I'd recommend, and Coin Poker is the one I'd play on. So again, this has been Aaron Paul Kramer, and thanks for watching.